Once people clean up their Google Drives, the next thing they usually ask me is whether they should be using Google Docs or Google Sheets. And honestly, a lot of people are using the wrong one for the type of work they're doing. So today I want to break down really just a simple way so you know which tool to use without overthinking it. And the easiest way I love to think of this is not by features, but by purpose. So Google Docs is for thinking, writing, and explaining. When you think of Google Sheets, it's for tracking, organizing, and calculating. Once you understand that, the difference and actually the decision of which to use gets a lot easier. So, what I want to do is actually take a moment to hop into sharing my screen. What I'm going to do is share both tools so you get an idea really of what it feels like to look at them side by side as I explain. So as we're looking at my screen now, I have open Google Doc and I have Google Sheet side by side. So you can see how much they're meant to be used or what they're meant to be used for. So Google Docs works best when you're writing notes. So think of like outlining ideas, drafting emails or proposals, creating SOPs or onboarding guides. And SOPs are standard operating procedures. So anything where words need to flow or ideas need space, that's a doc. If you've ever felt stuck staring at rows and columns trying to write something, it's usually a sign that you're in the wrong tool. So if you're looking here, you're seeing that we're tracking clients and the type of activity that's happening with a particular client. So Google Sheets actually works best when you're tracking things like clients, managing finances, organizing data, and working with lists that actually change maybe daily, quarterly, monthly, hourly in some cases. So I want to just hop back over into my screen here and share with you the demo that I had up for you, which is a Google Sheets demo tracker. So let's go ahead and open that up. So once I get in here, you could see that we are actually using some type of structure. We're not telling a story. You might be constantly adding in here that you have, client D through Z, and you're adding rows, you're actually sorting information, or you might be able to filter and scan for patterns. Like maybe you're getting a call booked every other week. And this sheet will make your life easier. So the common mistakes that I tend to see is that with business owners, what they'll do is forcing work into the wrong tool. So they'll try to track this particular information that we were looking at in the spreadsheet. They'll try to track it in a Google Doc or write long explanations inside that particular sheet. And that's when things start to feel heavier and they don't need to be. It might even get to the point where you stop using the spreadsheet because that's not the tool for that. It's being used wrong. So it's doing the wrong job and it just causes a lot of frustration for you. So if you're ever unsure, ask yourself this question: am I explaining something or am I tracking something? That answer alone will tell you whether you need a Google Doc or if you need to be using a Google Sheet. And so if you're trying to make Google Workspace feel easier instead of overwhelming, that's what we focus on here on the channel. Simple setups that actually work with how your brain works and that will actually simplify your business task as well. So once you're using Google Docs and Sheets in the right way, your workflows start to feel a little bit cleaner. And so in the next video, I actually want to walk through how these tools work together because you don't want them working in silo. So you want your you don't want them to live in separate places. So as always, we'll be talking about that in the next video. I'm cheering you on. Love y'all.